Welcome to Emily Educational Academy online coaching. This is Dr. Moses. I am an educational psychologist. I have trained many students for CTET, Teacher Eligibility Test and Teachers Recruitment Test. I have produced more than 20,000 teachers across country from Emily Educational Academy Hyderabad platform. Download our app Emily Academy from Play Store. For more professional videos, subscribe Dr. Moses Emily YouTube channel and press bell icon. So be a good teacher, have the bright future. I wish you all the best. In psychology, child development and pedagogy, next important unit, learning. Learning is not only important for competitive examinations, but also in day-to-day teaching experiences. The concept of learning and theories of learning, laws and principles of learning are very important. So try to listen this chapter carefully. So what is learning? Learning means relatively permanent change in behavior that occurs due to experience. So try to understand, there are three important aspects. Learning means relatively permanent change in behavior that occurs due to experience. So the first concept is behavior. Second one is change of behavior should be relatively permanent, and the third one is experience. So try to remember three important aspects in this definition of learning. So first one, change in behavior. Second one, the change should be relatively permanent, and the third one is experience. So change in behavior. So we have different changes right from birth to till death. Some changes occur due to maturation and due to inherited forces like creeping, crawling, standing, sitting, primary and secondary sexual characteristics. All these changes should not be attributed to learning. So changes should be based on experience. So experience may be formal teaching experience, non-formal experience or informal experience. Formal experience means learning in schools and colleges. Non-formal experience means learning through distance education like Ekalavya. Ekalavya acquired archery skills through distance mode from Dronacharya school, whereas Arjuna acquired all these archery skills by regular education, formal education. So experience may be formal experience or non-formal experience or informal experience. Based on our socio-cultural situations, sometimes we acquire knowledge, so we get some changes in our behavior through visiting places, by interacting with the more knowledgeable others. So try to understand the concept of learning. So change in behavior. Behavior may be cognitive behavior, affective and psychomotor domain. Cognitive means the thinking aspect, affective domain means the feeling aspect, and psycho domain means the doing aspect. So change in behavior. So behavior may be related to head, heart and hands. So regarding to head, that may be knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, synthesis and evaluation. Regarding to affective domain, it may be receiving, responding, valuing, organization and characterization. Regarding to psychomotor domain behavior, it may be imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation or coordination and naturalization. So these three domains of learning are related to behavior. So in learning definition, the first one, change in behavior. Behavior may be cognitive, affective or in psychomotor domain aspects. Second one, the change in behavior should be relatively permanent. For example, Now you are able to read and write in 3 languages. These changes are relatively permanent. Sometimes we see temporary changes with regarding to body and mind due to consuming alcohol, drug, and due to fatigue, ill health. We see some temporary changes. All these changes should not be attributed to the concept of learning. So learning means changes in behavior. That change should be relatively permanent, and that change should be occurred through experience. Experience means experience based on lecture method, lecture cum demonstration method, historical method, biographic method, anecdotal method, evolution method, storytelling method, project method, heuristic method, laboratory method, inductive method, deductive method, analysis method, synthesis method, source method, supervised study method, lecture cum demonstration method, so discussion method, any kind of method. Learning occurs based on the experiences. These experiences may be formal or non-formal. These experiences may be direct experiences and indirect experiences. So experience may be direct and purposeful experience, or contrived experiences, dramatization, demonstrations, field trips, exhibits. It may be related to motion pictures or still pictures, visual material and auditory material, any kind of experience. So learning is based on the experience rather than the maturation. So maturation means changes in the organism, periodical changes or age specific changes that occur due to genes rather than experience. So that is maturity. So maturity is not learning, but maturity is essential for learning. So far we have discussed the concept of learning. So learning means relatively permanent change in behavior that occurs due to experience. Let us discuss some definitions on learning. Henry P. Smith. According to Henry P. Smith, learning is the acquisition of new behavior or the strengthening or weakening of old behavior as the result of experience. So according to Henry P. Smith, learning means acquisition of new behavior or strengthening or weakening of behavior. Sometimes, so if we show changes in our behavior, it is also called learning. But these changes should be the result of experience. Second definition, Crow and Crow. Learning is the acquisition of habits, knowledge and attitude. So try to understand this definition. Learning is the acquisition of habit. Habit may be reading newspapers, watching TV, playing cricket, traveling, whatever it may be. Stamps collection, coins collection. Knowledge and attitude. Knowledge may be related to learning or knowing a concept, a technical term, principle, law, a theory, a fact, a generalization, knowing about a person, date or years. So learning is the acquisition of habits, knowledge and attitude. Attitude means opinions of the persons. This attitude may be scientific attitude or unscientific attitude, positive attitude or negative attitude. So learning is the acquisition of habits, knowledge and attitude. According to Gardner Murphy, Gardner Murphy defined the term learning. The term learning covers every modification in behavior to meet environmental requirements. So according to Gardner Murphy, learning means it covers every modification in behavior. Behavior may be related to cognitive domain, affective domain and psychomotor domain. To meet environmental requirements, environment may be physical environment, social environment, family, school environment. So learning means modification in behavior to meet environmental requirements. According to Gates, learning is the modification of behavior through experience. Very simple definition is given by Gates. Learning is the modification or change of behavior through experience. You know, different types of experiences in school. Experience may be direct experiences or indirect experiences. Experience may be learning by listening, learning by reading, learning by doing, learning by living, learning by imitation, learning by play, learning by learning, any kind of experience. So learning means, according to Gates, is the modification of behavior through experience. Woodworth. According to Woodworth, any activity can be called learning so far as it develops the individual in any respect, good or bad, and makes his later behavior and experiences different from what they would otherwise have been. So try to understand, according to Woodworth, any activity can be called learning so far as it develops the individual in any respect, good or bad, and makes his later behavior and experiences different from what they would otherwise have been. So according to Woodworth, learning means changes in behavior that may be in respect of good or bad. According to Kingsley and Gary, learning is the process by which behavior changed through practice or training. So according to Kingsley and Gary, learning is the process by which behavior changed through practice or training. So during your childhood, you might have learned bicycle through practice, through trial and error method. So learning occurs through practice and training. So through training, we can develop some skills, for example, skills related to sports and games. Next one, nature of learning. Based on the definitions of learning, we can understand nature of learning. Learning is universal. It means anybody can learn, right from American president to an auto driver, anybody can acquire knowledge and skills. In olden days, women are not allowed to study, but according to modern psychology, learning is universal. Even animals also can learn. Next point, learning is a continuous process, which means learning occurs throughout the life, right from mother's womb to tomb. So learning does not stop at particular stage like adolescence, it goes throughout the life. So you can learn a new skill or subject at any age because learning is a continuous process. Next point, learning is purposive. There is a purpose in the process of learning. It means in the process of learning, there is a purpose or goal. For example, in our teaching and learning, aims of teaching, objectives of teaching, academics of teaching indicates the purpose of learning. Today, unfortunately, education system became examination system. Any learning should be based on a goal or objective or purpose. For example, there are some instructional objectives and educational objectives which indicate purpose. Next point, learning modifies one behavior cognitively, affectively, and in psychomotor aspects. As we discussed in definitions of learning, learning modifies one's behavior, or learning means relatively permanent change in behavior that occurs due to experience. So learning modifies one's behavior cognitively, which means thinking aspect, affectively, which means feeling aspect, and in psychomotor aspect, which means in doing aspect. Learning is transferable from one situation to another situation. So there is a transfer of learning in one situation to another situation. For example, after learning bicycle, you can learn motorcycle. After learning mathematics, you can learn physics. After learning psychology, you can understand pedagogy or methodology. So learning is transferable from one situation to another situation. Next important point, learning occurs through experience. Experience may be formal experience, non-formal experience, and informal experience. Formal experience may be related to regular education. Non-formal experience is related to distance mode of learning, and informal education is related to we learn by interacting with the people and by visiting the places. So learning occurs through experience, any kind of experience. Next point, Maturity is not learning, but maturity facilitates learning. Maturity means stage specific changes or periodical changes that occurs through heredity or genes is called maturity. So maturity is not learning, but maturity facilitates learning. I will give one simple example. In order to learn a bicycle, a child has to attain certain age to hold the bicycle. It is called maturity. Based on the training, trial and error experiences, if he is able to learn the bicycle, it is called learning. So maturity means holding the bicycle is not learning, but it facilitates learning. I will give one more example. In order to read and write, a child has to attain maturity. You are not able to force a child to read and write at the age of 10 months. He has to wait up to 4 or 5 years to read and write, which means the child should attain maturity to read and write. Here, ability to hold the pencil is called maturity. Through training, through learning, if the child is able to write, it is called learning. So maturity is not learning, but maturity facilitates learning. So try to understand the interrelationship of maturity and learning. Maturity means changes in the behavior that occurs due to inherited forces like genes, whereas learning means changes in the behavior that occurs through experience. Next point, learning helps a teacher to attain teaching learning objectives. For example, knowledge, understanding, application, skills, attitude, interest and appreciation. So these are all objectives of teaching. Learning helps to attain all these objectives. Next important point, learning helps in proper growth and development. So try to understand, development is influenced by learning and maturity. So maturity into learning is equal to development. In order to develop properly, in order to get integrated development like mental development, moral development, language development, social development, emotional development, learning is important. So learning helps in proper growth and development. So in order to get good body physique, so a person can learn yoga and different martial arts. It leads to proper growth. So learning helps in proper growth and development. Next point, learning helps in proper adjustment. Life is nothing but adjustment right from mother's womb to tomb. So adjustment means modification of our behavior according to the requirement of the environment. Environment may be physical environment, social environment and school environment and family environment. So learning helps the individual to adjust effectively to the environment. Now we are discussing an important chapter, learning. So far we have discussed the concept of learning, definitions of learning and nature of learning. Let us discuss some previous questions on this topic. Find out the wrong statement with regard to learning. Option 1, learning leads to changes in behavior. Option 2, learning is purposeful and goal oriented. Option 3, learning starts with birth and proceeds up to death. Option 4, behavioral changes occur through learning are temporary. According to definitions and nature of learning, so here the answer is 4. Which one of the following statements about learning is correct? Option 1, learning is equivalent to acquisition of skills. Option 2, learning is facilitated by social action. Option 3, learning is passive receptive process. Option 4, learning does not depend on learner's previous knowledge. Which one of the following statements about learning is correct? Means learning is facilitated by social action. Next question, learning. Option 1 is not affected by a learner's emotion. Option 2 has very little connection with emotions. Option 3 is independent of learner's emotion. Option 4 is influenced by a learner's emotions. Very important point in day-to-day learning experiences. learning is influenced by a learner's emotions. So in order to achieve good job, in order to get good marks in CTET and TET examination, you should exhibit positive emotions like achievement motivation, empathy, joy, happiness, instead of exhibiting negative emotions like anger, sadness, depression, stress, fear, anxiety and frustration. So learning is influenced by a learner's emotions. Before going to the examination hall, if you get negative emotions, you are not able to remember what you have learned. So our negative emotions influence our memory power. So next time when you are attending competitive examinations, preparing for competitive examinations, always be positive. Which of the following statements cannot be considered as a feature of learning? Option 1, learning is something that occurs as a result of certain experiences. Option 2, study of behavior is learning. Option 3, unlearning is also a part of learning. Option 4, learning is a process that mediates behavior. Answer is 2, study of behavior is learning. Next question, one of the following is not a social factor that influences students' learning. Option 1, self-control of the student. Option 2, stress felt by the student. Option 3, social maturity of the student. Option 4, heredity of the student. Here the answer is 4, heredity of the student. Learning is best defined as option 1, any change in behavior caused by punishment. Option 2, a permanent change in behavior due to physical development. Option 3, a relatively permanent change in behavior due to experience. Option 4, any change in behavior. So learning is best defined as a relatively permanent change in behavior due to experience. In classroom teaching, learning is perceived as option 1, personal adjustment. Option 2, social and political awareness. Option 3, modification of behavior. Option 4, preparing oneself for employment. Answer is 3, modification of behavior. Almost a permanent change in behavioral style of an individual as a result of reinforced practice is option 1, learning. Option 2, motivation. Option 3, aspiration. Option 4, memory. So memory means ability to recall and recognize past experience. Aspiration means expectations of the individual. Motivation means goal directive activity. Motivation is a right route to learning. So here the answer is learning. Learning means a permanent change in behavior of an individual. One of the following with regard to learning is more appropriate. Option 1, emphasis on process and outcome. Option 2, emphasis on process and memorization. Option 3, emphasis on outcome and job placement. And option 4, emphasis on success in examinations. So answer is 1, emphasis on process and outcome. Next question, learning is a process of bringing relatively permanent changes in behavior through option 1, memory. Option 2, experience. Option 3, maturation. Option 4, growth. So here answer is experience. The most important process that happens in an organism throughout its life. Option 1, motivation. Option 2, learning. Option 3, movement. Option 4, growth. It is learning. The most appropriate meaning of learning is option 1, acquisition of skills. Option 2, modification of behavior. Option 3, personal adjustment. And option 4, gathering information. So 2, modification of behavior. Correct statement regarding learning. Option 1, learning is not affected by learner's emotions. Option 2, learning has no relationship with maturation. Option 3, learning is influenced by maturation and emotions. Option 4, learning influences some aspects of our behavior only. As we know, learning is influenced by maturation and emotions. The behavioral changes that occur due to this in an individual cannot be considered as learning. Option 1 imitation, option 2 training, option 3 experience, option 4 maturity. Maturity means systematic changes, biological changes that occurs in the individual due to inherited forces. So maturity is not learning, but maturity facilitates learning. So here maturity is not learning. Next question, essential component of learning is option 1 experience, option 2 teaching, option 3 objectives, option 4 guidance. All are correct, but the essential component of learning, the most important aspect of learning is experience. Next question, this question was given in CTET examination. Identify the correct explanation for learning from the following. Option 1, learning results from vicarious as well as direct experiences. Vicarious means indirect experience. Option 2, the changes resulting from maturity in an individual is considered as permanent learning. Option 3, learning resulting in association with experience is always within nature. Option 4, the changes noticed in the behavior of an individual due to drugs is considered as learning. So the first one is the correct answer. Learning results from vicarious means indirect as well as direct experiences. A relatively permanent change in behavioral potentiality that occurs as a result of reinforced practice is option 1 learning, option 2 motivation, option 3 attitude, option 4 aptitude. Very simple. If you don't know the answer, try to use elimination method. Fourth one, aptitude means inborn ability. Third option, attitude means opinion of the person. Option 2, motivation means goal directive activity. And learning means relatively permanent change in behavioral potentiality. So the answer is 1, learning. Next question, learning is option 1, a change in behavior. Option 2, the result of experience or practice. Option 3, relatively permanent change in behavior. Option 4, all of the above. Answer is 4, all of the above. So try to remember one tip for competitive examination. If you don't know the correct answer and select the fourth one, all of the above is correct answer. Most of the times all of the above may be correct answer. The change in behavior in an organism due to experience and training is option 1 development, option 2 maturation, option 3 motivation, option 4 learning. Answer is learning. The true statement with regard to characteristics of learning is option 1, it is not goal oriented. Option 2, no individual differences with regard to speed in learning. Option 3, learning is a lifelong process. Option 4, learning is a static process. If you don't know the answer to a question, try to use elimination method. First one, it is not goal oriented. In fact, learning is a goal oriented. Option 2, no individual differences with regard to speed in learning. In fact, there are individual differences with regard to speed in learning. In classroom we see different students have different styles of learning and speed in learning, like average students, below average students, above average students, gifted students and slow learners. And fourth one, learning is a static process. Learning is not a static process. In fact, it is a dynamic process. So the correct statement, true statement here is learning is a lifelong process.